welcome to the first game in the second set of the day. We have Team Secretito versus, oh, that's actually on this side, versus Capibara in the odd colors here. A category C quarterfinals. So yeah, so the stakes are high. Whichever team loses or whichever team wins, let's be positive, this matchup will go on to the semifinals. Of course, but only one team can win this. So both teams will fight to the tooth and nail in order to make it past their opponent. So let me introduce the players. We'll just start with blue because it's player one. That's easy. For Capibara in the odd colors, we have True Display playing in the blue as the Saracens. Then for green here, we have Citriano playing as the Persians. I like that. In the teal, we have Gerak playing as the Burgundians. I figure we might see that civ on this map, like that as well. And we have Benji Cello playing as the Vietnamese here in the gray. On the other side, we have the Zeus playing as the Mayans. In the yellow, we have Brutal playing as the Berbers. Such brutal names, man. We got Negan playing as the Magyars in the purple. And last but not least, we have Tomichiwar playing as the Japanese. And say hi to yourself, Tomichiwar, because he's in chat. Awesome stuff. Well, we should talk about... I mean, there's some civilizations that you're like, right? Like Japanese is not like the first civ that you would pick on Patagonia normally. So that might also mean that they want to keep a stronger civ back. Because they do have Ethiopians, I think, in their draft. So they will be able to pick that on another map then. Maybe they didn't want to use both those strong civs in the same match, right? Because it sucks if you lose the first match with those strong civs, then you don't have those available for later matchups. I mean, it is a strategy, right? Like, some people like to stack their first game with as many strong civs as they can find, right? So that they have a better chance of winning. And if you win, that's fine. But if you lose with that strong matchup, then suddenly you're down 4 strong civilizations in your roster. So it's always about strategizing with your draft. I mean, that might not be the think process. Maybe Tomichiwa here loves the Japanese indeed, but I must say, like, Japanese aren't the strongest archer civ because they don't have any they don't really have any bonuses specifically related to archers. Not like say Vietnamese with the extra HP or Mayans with the cheaper archers. You know, like that. Those are clear archer bonuses, and even Saracens with the attack bonus. And yeah, exactly. See, that's what I thought. So Tomichiwa says we took a high risk and tried to save the Ethiopians. See, that's what I figured. Because I think you guys also, of course, know that Ethiopians are a better archer civ than Japanese. But of course, if this pays off and you win with this civilization, with these civilizations, the next game, you will have Ethiopians available, and the only strong archer civ that Capibara will then have left is Vikings. So. I mean, it's a risk, but let's see if it pays off. Now we'll have a look at the resources now. So let's start with gray because I happen to be over here. I have a forward gold right in the smack in the middle of a wasteland here. There is a little hill, a tiny hill right there, but a tiny hill is as good as a high hill. It still does the you still get the hill bonus when you fire from there with archers. So this is a pretty tricky gold. Forward berries, but has some golds in the back here. As there's gold in the back, it's quite far away, but it's not that... It's pretty safe, actually, depending on how you wall this. This gold is actually less safe than the other gold, because it's right... You know, it's kind of in the middle between teal and gray. Right next to this giant hill as well, so that's tricky. It will probably go for this gold. Wouldn't surprise me. Now, it's important that Benji here walls around the gold and not to the gold, because if you wall to the gold... Yes, you save a bit of palisade walls, but it is a risk. Because if an enemy archers show up... And I keep saying this, I'm proven right more often than not. Archers push you off a gold, and that can win games. I think, yeah, that happened in the last set as well. So, take my word on that one. Take my word. It's definitely worth it to invest a bit more wood. And guys, we have some forward gold here for red. We have forward berries as well. His other gold is on the other side of this giant wood line here. So that is not a gold he's going to be thinking about taking anytime soon here. This wood line is kind of annoying as well because archers can sit right behind here. Like the place that red took the wood now is actually pretty unsafe. But that is his only wood line as well. So, well, that's gonna be risky. Gray could even come forward and tower this. Honestly, like that's how bad this wood line is. At least the bad is the fact that he only has one. Doesn't have a back gold though, so at least there's that. It's a bit of balancing. At least it's not an irredeemable base just yet. On the other side, for orange, we have a side gold. But it's out in the open again. Like you have to wall a whole lot in order to get that safe. So this is not a very safe gold at all. It's also close to a hill, kind of. A little bit, not too close though. Blue. Okay, orange. If you want to do this, you gotta first finish all the other four and then go for the quick wall. And also not attack the scout because now blue will know. Yeah, orange. Oh, that's funny. I guess the scout got a bit overzealous there, hitting blue, and then blue figured out like, oh crap, I'm being attacked. Because in Dark Age, when you hear an attack noise, it will draw your attention because there's not much else to do. Orange has gone for the walls down here. I like that, you know, keeping your base a bit safe. Has a forward gold, is also sending out some future men-at-arms. Is going to get the upgrade as well. Should be fine. With some extra pressure on blue's base, blue will be distracted anyways. And blue also has a forward gold, has walled to the gold, so archers can sit right there and deny that gold, I mean. So that's going to be... that is going to be risky. Tomichi Wars has never tried to wall a scout before. Well, I mean, this is just a tip, right? If you want to wall a scout, don't attack it with your own scout because it'll tell your opponent what you're doing. And also, like if you're walling it, like you just finish all of these palisade walls. You don't finish them. You just tap them down, right? Just a little bit of HP, and then once they're all placed, then you finish them. Because if blue realizes it, and you have all your palisades down, he can attack them, but then you could just send your villager around, fix that one first. There's no way that blue escapes at that point. Would have been really sweet if he had been trapped, though. It's always fun. It's always fun when I'm going around the bases and I see a scout trapped in palisade walls. I can just imagine the frustration with the player, you know. That's blue is for now repairing against these men-at-arms. The men-at-arms, unfortunately, will not be able to easily get in here. Now, of course, with Japanese, going men-at-arms is pretty sweet. Are they going to get through? Get through! Ooh, the men-at-arms actually make it in. Blue too late with the repairs here. Now the scouts can get in as well. And blue runs it down, Bell. A lot of eco going idle right now. Chaos. Trying to wall in this woodline as well. The gold is exposed. One men-at-arm did go down here as well. Purple taking some hits from the TC though. Ah man, that sucks. That could have been a bit of chaos here at blue's base, but blue will be okay here. The TC definitely doing work, and he didn't lose a villager, so it's okay. It's okay. Yeah, it was a good attempt. I didn't think the men-at-arms were going to get through, but I think underestimating Japanese men-at-arms is a mistake many have made, and not many have lived to tell the tale. As Red was forward with some archers, but is pulling them back now to come help Yellow, I guess. Because he sees the scouts at his base. Probably want to take a fight. Honestly, what you do, you just force your way into Gray's base. Because if you force your way into Gray's base, Teal has to come and help. So Yellow, just go join it with Red, attack. You're forcing fights with Teal by attacking Gray. Like, yeah, so if they start pushing in here, Teal and Gray, they will be like, wait, but that's not nice. And they will come and attack you in the back. So you will force a fight that way. Now, of course, Orange still walling his base here. Is just going to go for some defensive archers for now. You know, just keeping them at home. You are up against a Saracen player who will have more archers than you because you went men-at-arms first, which, of course, costs some resources. Okay, Yellow is just checking if the base is fully walled, which it is. Gray has gone for a lot of walls, actually. Which, of course, delays your archers a bit as well. Attacks Red in the back now. Red, you gotta respond. Red loses an archer, but does respond here. More scouts from Teal, and they also have armor as well. Got an armor upgrade also. So this fight could be really good for Capibara here. But not. Oh, some of the scouts weren't engaging here, so a lot of the HP lost on those scouts already. Yellow actually doing pretty well, even though his scouts do not have upgrades just yet. But yeah, the scouts from Yellow have gone down. But I think Red with some proper Michael should be able to escape here. Yeah, escape. Escape. Okay, he's not going to escape. He's going to take the fight against Gray. Has more archers. If Teal, of course, doesn't fight with his scouts, then Gray losing a bunch of archers there should be good. But yeah, you gotta be careful now because there's no scouts anymore from the Berber player. So you definitely want to wait until you have your meat shield again and then move forward again. Very good. That was a pretty good fight actually. So, ooh, Green wants to break in those walls. This, of course, it's just the palisade walls. There's no houses behind just yet. As Green is going to run away. Yeah, I get probably the best move here. Purple now here as well. Defending with military is always the best wall. Honestly. As Teal is sending his scouts forward, which means that Red can actually go break into Gray's base if he wants to. Gray only on one archer range, which is why his archer numbers weren't as high as Red's. Yeah, but Red and Yellow content to just sit at home for now. Honestly, after this fight, as soon as you see Teal's scouts at your base, which Yellow should be able to see them, as soon as you see this, you know that Yellow is sending his army to your base, and at that point, you immediately send your army forward. Immediately. Because you're going to be able to wall out these scouts, right? The walls are up, you're fine. Unless there's a hole somewhere, you're good. You're going to be able to wall this out. I mean, if we're going to wall this much, why aren't we just team walling at this point? Like, just wall between purple and yellow. Because, you know, this is more walling now. Green is also sending his scouts around. Purple has his scouts on the hill here, just patrolling around. I think most players just want to get up the castle here without taking too much damage. Orange, of course, still in the back, is open here. Purple might want to wall this. Yeah, that's what he's going to do. He's going to wall between. Nice team wall. I like that, you know, for a bit of safety. I think, honestly, do it on the other side as well. Just like, these bases are so close right now. Just just team wall at this point. There's no reason to have a corridor like this. It just allows your opponent to get into the back of your base, which, like, same for Green here. Like, Green, just like, poof, a wall right there, you're safe, you're fine. Especially if you are team walling, which I think Blue is thinking about. He's walling towards Green, so we'll see. Oh, we had a little scout engagement over there. Green and Teal clearing up the scouts from Purple. I think probably had the better upgrades, maybe. Yeah, Purple is fine. Ooh, well, we're kind of waiting for aggression again. Like, I think most players, you know, they do some early skirmishes, but of course, it's your first game against the other team. You're in the quarterfinals, you know, tensions are high. You're probably, you're probably a bit nervous. You don't want to let your team down, be the one player that makes that freaking mistake that loses your army, and then that's what the reason that your team loses. You know, there's a lot of pressure on all these players. So they will, you know, they're just kind of. You skirmish a little bit in the beginning to see what is your opponent like, what's their teamwork like, and then you keep your army safe a little bit, attacking castle age when military gets significantly stronger here. As we had a little pause there. Also, whoever's replay this had this game on English. Wow, that's crazy. I usually say avanzo a la Age del Castillos. I think that's what it is. Like, I'm so used to seeing it in Spanish now because most players that participate in the tournament are Spanish speaking, so their game is in Spanish, but not whoever had this replay. This game was in English. Or her, I don't know. Green is just kind of posted out on the gold. I mean, if Purple ever thinks about expanding to that, Green will know. Knight's starting to come out as well now, or at least Cavaliers for the Burgundian player. Of course, this is the main military bonus that Burgundians have, which is they get to make Cavaliers in Castle 8, which are basically the same as a Knight because you don't have bloodlines, but they have more attack, more base attack, I mean. So that's what makes Cavaliers a bit stronger. This is the thing with Burgundians. It's about killing early. Like, the longer it goes for Burgundians, yes, their economy is pretty good. They're able to get the Imperial Age faster than most civilizations because of that eco bonus they get. Getting your eco tax earlier really does matter, at a discount as well. But once you get the late game and you get the Paladin, you're still down bloodlines, which is especially troubling against Camel Civs. Like, Camel Civs are so dangerous for Burgundians. So especially a Berbers player mixing in some camels could really, really be trouble for the Burgundian player. Because if you think about it, I'd rather have Poles against the Camel Civ than Burgundians. And I know that's weird, right? Because the Burgundians, they get the last armor upgrade. They get freaking Paladin. it's because it's not about or maybe not Pulse then, maybe just another Civ that lacks the final armor upgrade but has Paladin or someone like that. It's about HP, right? Because when you're up against the Camel, like, the damage that they do to you mainly comes from their bonus damage, which always trumps your armor anyways. Like, having one more armor doesn't really save you there. As Red and Yellow finally breaking into Gray's base here. So it's about HP. Lacking Bloodlines is way more important in that regard. Now, if you're up against Archers, then definitely having armor is, again, better than Bloodlines. But it trades off a little bit again. Yeah, Red and Yellow just kind of besieging Gray's base, idling a bunch of his economy as well. Like, this is all idle time for Gray's villagers. This is good. This is all good. You know, this is why being aggressive is always better than being defensive. Because if you're aggressive, you're holding your army in your opponent's base. You are the one doing damage. You are the one denying TCs on the other side. As Purple breaks in here, and Blue was not prepared for that whatsoever. His army was out of position. And the army for Orange and Purple breaking in here. Blue has more crossbows though. Has more crossbows. As Orange gets separated from Purple here, and Green runs in here as well, trying to get the kill. And Purple immediately taking the engagement from behind. So let's see for who this is better. As lots of Purple's knights do get sniped. They are +2, which is important in the team game. As I think we have Thumb Ring already from Blue. Thumb Ring already for Blue, really important in this fight, actually killing knights for Purple much faster. But Green, because he focused down the crossbows from Orange, lost his knights earlier here. And Orange's crossbows are alive, and Blue doesn't take... Blue! Okay, maybe I guess he forgot about the crossbows for a second there. Yeah, you can tell, see, like, the crossbows for Troubadour's play here, they fire faster than those for Orange, so he must have gotten Thumb Ring. I'm pretty sure. Also sending his villagers back already. Wow. Yeah, that was a decent fight. It was a decent fight for Blue and Green. They defended Blue's base. On the other side though, Gray still under siege. Is pushed off of his main gold here, and he's taking gold on the back. Has even stonewalled that side as well. So that's pretty safe for now. As Steel taking an engagement here against the Knights from the Berber player here. Does have the armor upgrades, lacking one attack upgrade, but that's fine here. But as you can see, I mean, they look like Cavaliers, they act like Cavaliers, but they still die like Knights. Yellow simply has more pop on the field right now, has more Knights on the field as well. Red focusing down the Cavaliers as well. Right, looking a bit better here for Red and Yellow, as the army count for Teal and Gray going down drastically here, and they're on the back foot. They will have to defend more and more here, as Red and Yellow streaming in more units. They're trying to do damage, but they can't really get past this right now. You know, for now, this town center is keeping this army pinned in here. I think at this point, just destroy the archer range. Yeah, just take out the archer range, hurt the production. That's, I think, the most damage you can do right now. After their victory, though, Blue and Green poised to make a move on Orange and Purple, who have reboomed a little bit in army. Is also going to drop a TC forward, or is that a siege workshop? Because that is risky, of course. You know that their army is out there, and... I think if that's a siege workshop right here on a hill, that is going to get denied. As said, Teal and Gray still defending over here for now. Okay, Blue now does see these, should see that this army is over here, as Orange's villagers all the way out here for a TC on a gold. That is a risky TC, alright. That's right next to this hill, and you do not have army control right now. Ooh, Orange abandoning this hill. Blue has the hill right now, which is really good for him. Orange's crossbow's kind of out of position, but the Purple does manage to get in front. The freaking tree not helping there as well. But the hill is for Blue and for Green, which kind of makes me concerned for how much gold you're going to be able to take from this, because Blue can just sit right there. And the fact that they're not denying this right now is already lucky for Orange, actually. I like this. Red, realizing they're not going to be able to push past this without siege, is adding siege. Very good. Force the issue by the forward town center. And look. The defense for Gray is really costing him economy. He's only down to 41 villagers. Gray is so far behind right now. Also sees this Mangonel. Cannot fight here now. And now we have a forward castle from Red. And why do we drop the castle here? Drop it right there. Aggressive. You have military control. Oh. Yellow out of position, trying to kill the crossbows from Gray. But Teal sees this as an opportunity to snipe in here and get the crossbows for Red. I don't think that was the best fight to be taking here. Lots of crossbows going down. The castle will go up, so at least there is that. But Yellow jumping in here to take the crossbows for Gray. Honestly, I don't think I mean, you've got the crossbow, so there's that, right? But it's better, I think, to keep your armies together, because the mangonel pressure will eventually whittle down Gray's crossbows. Like, Gray will want to take a fight to defend his down center. If he takes a risk and makes a mistake and gets shot by the mangonel, you don't even have to do this to fight, because now the army count for yellow and red quite low here. So I guess it's good that they have a castle up. It's good that there's a castle up, because if that castle wasn't up, Teal and Gray could fight this back right now. Could fight this back, and that is not what you want to see. And on the bottom side here, orange and purple, instead of pushing out military, they're gonna go fast Imperial Age, or, well, a good time for Imperial Age, I would say. 35 minutes is a good time. Bill count's looking pretty solid here for purple at 90 villages, that's good. 66 for orange is a good bill count for a flank player, at least. The scouts are still alive down here. Yeah, it will allow him to get Arbalest, and blue not at the Imperial Age just yet. Which means that it's going to be difficult for green, as long as he doesn't get his defense upgrades, won't be able to fight around Arbalest. So that might allow orange and purple here to push back, or at least hold off the aggression from green and blue here. While yellow and red are pushing into gray's base, and gray has to yield more and more space here. He's already evacuating some villagers, falling back to purple's base. As teal trying to get an engagement here against the crossbows, trying to split around here, also get the mangonel, gets the mangonel for sure, tries to get the crossbows as well, including some plumed archers, which have also come out. Yellow trying to get in front again, trying to take a fight, backing up to the castle as well, and teal, that was a pretty good fight for him. Got some knights, got some crossbows, but yeah, in the end, of course, can't decisively take that fight, still building his numbers. The only issue with this is that yellow is on the way to Imperial Age, because his economy's got to be what should be much better. Although Teal's economy is pretty decent. It's actually more than decent. Teal's economy is amazing, actually. But he's using that economy to spam a lot of knights out. He has to, in order to keep this pressure out, which means it delays your Imperial Age time as well. Yeah. It does have a lot of farm counts, some stone for castles, and if need be, a castle on this hill would be really nice. This hill would be really nice to defend, especially if you have stone behind that as well. On the other side, though, the Arbalest and the Cavalier now in. Better upgrades for purple and orange, and green and blue. They feel pressure to take a fight here, but they don't have to. They're delaying for this castle right now. Okay, now they kind of have to take a fight. Now they kind of have to take a fight, and it's getting really dicey here right now. Upgrades for green are not in yet. He's trying to get heavy camel, which takes so long to get in as well. Trying to hold the hill. The castle does go up, so at least orange can't easily push past this, but purple, with the last armor upgrade, is just destroying everything right now. Yeah, the hill is nice. This is a super important hill to control for blue. If he loses this hill, he loses his base. And this hill right now is blocking orange and purple from pushing past this. As we have a subscription from N-Man Freddy. Awesome. Wow, you're awesome, man. Really appreciate that. That's great. Because I must be doing something right there. Really appreciate that. Thanks, man. Awesome stuff. Wow, I'm getting pumped now. Well, red and yellow, of course, destroying Gray's base so far. Yeah, Gray is... he will have to fall back behind the next line here. Well, I really appreciate that, man. That really means, you have no idea how much that means to me. That, like, people really like the cast enough to actually drop a sub for me. I love that. Even, wow, I'm almost speechless here. Well, green and blue have held this hill, and it's important that they do, because if they aren't pushing soon, it's gonna get be a troublesome affair for them, because Teal, although he's holding for now, got that castle up on the hill. Like I said, this is a brilliant castle. But red, they're already preparing themselves right now to push this back with some trebuchets. Teal makes it to imp, though. Can start making some traps. Should immediately start making traps as soon as he sees this, which he can see as well. Should be able to hold this as green and blue are chasing this army right now. Heavy Camel is in, which should be a problem for the Magyar player a little bit, because Heavy Camel, of course, does counter your units. But green taking a fight here. He wasn't. That wasn't the fight he wanted to take. Imperial Age coming in for blue as well. They have to hold him for another minute. If they can do that, they might be able to push out here. with the military. It's all coming down to this giant army right now, and the hill is for orange and purple. I think blue, if this castle goes up, you abandon this position because you don't want to take a fight uphill. The fight is taken uphill. Orange has the hill. It's no upgrades in yet for blue, and this is a good fight for orange and purple. This is a good fight. They want to take this, and now purple, because he killed a lot of units there for green, thinking about diving, but then I guess not. Well, maybe as soon as he sees that blue is an Imperialist, he probably thinks like, oh crap, I should have taken that fight there. Yeah, but now green again being drawn away from his flag, from his buddy there, and again drawn to the hill here, a hill that orange will like, as orange is dropping a castle on this very crucial hill. They have to control one hill, and green and blue's armies just getting whittled down before they can push. All the while, red and yellow are still pushing on the left side. Teal, despite having a great economy, is having to focus on defense right now. Gets Paladin, which is cheaper with Burgundians. It's kind of an you definitely should get Paladin with Burgundians. It's too cheap not to do that. Wait, we missed something here. As the Paladin make it into Red's economy. The first counterattack from Capibara in a long time, and Red seems to have been caught off guard a little bit by that. Lots of villagers have gone down, I think. How many villages does Red have? Okay, well, 90. He's still fine. He's still fine. Guys, lots of villagers spread out across the map as well. But yeah, I like that. Counterattacking from Teal, because you immediately draw yellow to try and chase you as well. And that means that yellow isn't really is really focusing on the front, and then you can immediately switch your attention to the front. As Teal taking a good fight here, I guess, against the Mayan plumed archers, killing a lot of villagers on the wood line. At the same time, is trapping back this castle from the hill. This is what a raid does for you. It distracts your opponent, and it allows you to go back and fight, take good fights on the front. As Red is losing all his plumed archers here as well. They're completely surrounded, and Teal is sending in the reinforcements. And those are going to go down. If you thought it was blue and green who were going to be doing the pushing here, it's actually Teal, who is with the masterful defense right now, is going to hold on here. The Paladin spam is real. The score switch is real as well. Oh, that's crazy. That was great strategy there from Gerak. Really good. He drew yellow away to Red's base, and then took a fight against Red. And now the problem of having to deal with a ranged melee combo is not a problem, because Red doesn't have a lot of units on the field. He's making plumed archers, but only has one castle to make it from, and that castle is under siege. Burgundian paladins might lack bloodlines, but they are still paladins, something that the Berber player does not have, also lacking attack upgrade. So this fight should be decent here for Teal, as he's sending in more reinforcement and to besiege down his castle at the same time. Is he going to be able to stall out this pressure completely? Yeah, the army for yellow goes down as well. What's going on? On the other side, a critical fight here as well, as green is trying to hold on to this castle together with blue, who's now made it to castle Imperiates as well. Giant fight, deciding the fate on the left side, but my god, that is a lot of paladin for purple. A lot of paladin for purple. And green lost too many units early on. In those little skirmishes that were going on, is trying to get the castle down, but is trapping uphill. But the castle should go down to this. But in the end, purple will push all of this back, and I think this time he's not gonna hesitate this time around. He's gonna go for the fight. If orange gets closer, they can start killing a lot of arbalests for blue, and it is blue and green on the back foot suddenly, even though they were supposed to be the ones pushing. Or blue sitting at a nice choke point though. That's really nice. Orange with a forward castle. No! He lost the stone, didn't he? Please tell me he deleted that. Please. Oh, sorry about the schedule, Nico. It's not updated. You know what? I'll update it between sets. Between sets, I'll update it. So people can use it. Blue's still kind of alive, but purple spamming into hussars, and blue, they're fighting for their lives now, especially because Teal, he's pushing this back. He's taking gold out here. Wow, that's ballsy. Running around with paladins right now, paladins that cannot be killed because there's no army here, pushing back this castle aggression as well. Man, if Gray had if Gray was an Imperial Age with some eco, he could actually help push back. But Gray does have a crossbow army, which is pretty good as well. Orange and purple now slowly pushing into blue's base. If green wouldn't have taken those skirmishes out here where he lost his numbers a little bit, then I think he would have had enough numbers to take an even fight. And an even fight is good for Capibara, because they're actually kind of pushing on the right side. On the top side, I mean. Or at least they're definitely raiding around, making it difficult for red and yellow to close this out. Especially red losing a bunch of villagers, down to 80 vills as well. But yeah, gray is still trying to reboom here. Still only at 40 villagers. Yeah, orange and purple are slowly pushing this back now. In blue space, blue of course does not have the eco to make a whole lot of Arbalest again. He's actually gonna go for pikemen right now, but pikemen of course they can't kill this. They cannot kill this. The only hope at this point is either to get Teal to come over here and balance this out with paladins, but if he does that, then the left side will fall again. Or hope for a giant honor shot. As ooh, and this is actually a good move there from the Berber player, going for some pikemen, because there's not a lot of crossbows on this side. At least there's some right there, but that makes it difficult for Teal to take fights here. Gray should definitely move over here as the castle does go down, but Teal losing a lot of pop here as well. Should back up to the trebuchet, back up to the crossbows from Gray as well to help snipe these freaking pikemen. In the meantime, Yellow is trying to find a way into Yellow's base. Teal is, I mean, but Yellow has walled up most of it, but at least he can kill this DC, I guess. And that sucks. That sucks. Purple now realizing it is Teal who is the biggest threat here, is sending his Hussars into Teal's economy, and that might be the death blow. Because if Teal cannot produce, if he can't produce units, and he's already not producing a lot of paladins right now because he's out of gold, probably. Yeah, he doesn't have that much gold left. Without economy, Teal will not be able to spam the units in order to raid yellow and red. And also the problem is that blue and green aren't pushing. They unfortunately lost the final fight on their side, and now, well, Arbalest is just denying castles, running into economies. This green is going to drop a castle right there to stall this out. And the Hussars are going to go down. The brave Hussars, yep, that's not going to happen. And now Teal's going to have to commit a whole lot of population to clear up the raids in his own time as well. Like, my God, both teams have given it their all here. I mean, Teal is still pushing red for of all things, but I mean, as soon as yellow comes in with some pikemen, he even gets halberdier, I think. I'm not sure. He might not have the gold for that right now, but as soon as the pikemen get here, then Teal's forward. Oh, actually no, because the crossbowmen will help. And the fact that Gray kept his army alive for this long and has been making armies slowly as well, really good. Like, I mean, they might just be crossbowmen without bracer, but they will still kill these cavalier because there's so many of them. But losing a bunch of them now. Yeah, the pikemen, of course, will go down to that. Look at the massacre. Look at the bodies piling up in front of these crossbows. Yep. Actually, microing there would have been a mistake because they killed so many pikemen at the same time now. Yeah, it's purple just raiding the back of Teal's economy. Teal's so far holding on with light cav. You don't get Hussar with Burgundians, I think. Nice little forward base there for Teal. But yeah, purple, the floodgates are open. The Magyars are spamming their light cav. You know, blue, even though Arbalest are supposed to be good, when they get surrounded like that, it is not good because they have to fire at so many different places at the same time. Lots of ARPs going down. An army that blue cannot afford to lose here. Ay. Yeah, as purple is sending forward some villagers. I don't know what that's for, though. Those villagers are not gonna... Well, they can punch through this wall, I guess. I think purple is controlling these. Or not. I'm not sure what those villagers are supposed to do. But in any case, Arbalest in the back of green's economy as well. Something green will not be happy about. Blue and green both not producing anything. Teal's not producing military. Gray is actually up to Imperial Age, but also not producing military. And that is the problem, right? The military count for Team Secretito must be much higher than it is for Capibara. It's just too much pressure on both sides. Like, they're holding on like beasts, right? Now they're producing military again. But yeah, especially blue just doesn't have the resources right now. Doesn't have the vill count right now to produce a lot. He's actually down to 29 vills. He has less villagers than Gray. As the Hussar spam, the light cav spam will never let up here. And at this point, yeah, why not? Like, you just raid them to death. You raid your opponents to death. They can never address this many Hussars in their economy. And Teal, you know, he's definitely carrying his team, man. He's definitely carrying his team. 132 villagers. Like, he should definitely be the target here. As he's sending in a raid to attack Purple now. Attacking Purple's food economy. That's a good move. I mean, these are the kind of things you would have needed to get back into the game. The only problem is that you can raid all you want. But, I mean, yellow and red are going to be pushing on the right side, on the top side now. Gray lost a lot of his army as well, tried to fight, but of course you're still up against Cavalier with the final armor upgrade, which survived very long. And Gray once again probably going to push out of his base, although it's actually Teal who is in Gray's base right now. Well, killing a lot of villagers for now. I mean, Purple at least responded to that. Is sending in some hussars to defend himself, but of course that's not going to be enough to kill the amount of paladins that are in here. But in the end, you will whittle this down. Especially the TC fire will help a lot as well, the longer it is. Purple also sending back a bunch of hussars, that's good. But yeah, if blue and green had been able to win the fight on their side, this match would have gone probably to Capibara, because Teal actually on his own defended on the left side. And if you have ever wondered at how the hell are you supposed to defend, you know, against two players by yourself as the pocket. What Teal did, that's how you do it. You send some military into the bases from your opponent. You raid. You force the pocket, right, to come back because they don't know how much military will show up. Yellow abandoned red, and then Teal used his main army to kill red's military. And after that could take a great fight against yellow, right? You do the same thing Napoleon did when he was outnumbered. You split up your opponent's armies. That's what you do. If you're outnumbered, but you know you can beat their armies individually, you split them up and then you kill them. Divida et impera, as the Romans would say, although that's more a geopolitical thing. Unfortunately, despite that brilliant move from Teal, they know they cannot push on either side because Teal can't really push. He can only hold. It was up to green and blue, and the GG is called. First game going to Team Secretito after a deserved win. And surprisingly, it was purple and orange who ended up being the major pushing force here into the back of green and blue's economy. Yeah, something that the blue and green could never recover from. It really went from 1 to 100 really quick there. Yeah, I think it all comes down to those little engagements that green and blue took, because a lot of time blue did not have arbalest yet. He couldn't get very close to the arbalest from orange because he was up to Imperiage faster. And green, though an imp, committed his units a bit too much. I think staying over here next to this hill was a big mistake, right? I think yielding this hill, you have this hill, right? You have this really nice hill. Push from here, push into orange's base, right? Force the fight here on this field next to this hill instead of go fighting where orange and purple want you to fight, which is here, where orange has the hill. And green lost too many units there in the initial engagement, so that when this huge fight happened over here, green didn't have the numbers. He just didn't. And purple had way more paladin. And that was a decisive fight to win their side. And then despite Teal's brilliant defense on the north here, you know, and it was brilliant. It was really good. He wasn't, you know, he kept alive for now, but he wasn't able, he could never push really, right? He could never really push. That was too much. You kind of need the archer cavalry combo for that. Oh, as we have a can you guys hear that noise? That is pretty noisy, actually. It's, oh my god, it's people outside mowing the lawn. God damn it, that's loud. Sorry about that if you can hear that in the back of my voice. I can barely hear myself right now. Let's go into look at the statistics. You don't have to hear me for that. As I update the scoreboard. That's pretty loud. It's 1-0 to 1. Yeah, there you go. Let's have a look at the statistics here. Yeah, look at the KD for Teal. There's a great KD, taking 2 very successful fights on his side. Like, Teal was definitely carrying here. Definitely carrying his team. Unfortunately, the fight on the other side for blue and green, that was a critical fight, and unfortunately, they lost that one. Honestly, I think Capibara, if they had won that fight, that critical fight in early imp, that was a critical fight. If they had won that, I think they could have done it. They could have done it. They could have beaten Team Secretito here because they could have been pushing orange and purple while teal holds blue, red and yellow busy on the north. Like even gray would have been able to reboom as well. It was a shot, but it was it was a slim one, right? Yeah, I mean, also good give credit here to the skill from purple and orange. They're definitely like pushing that back. Red and yellow, they did defend. They in the end were pushing again, so that's good as well. Great economy for the Burgundian player. Like I said, Burgundian player usually has a good economy like that. You know, getting up to imp fast is a good strat with Burgundians. But yeah, at the same time, for the Magyar player, had a pretty good boom there as well, spamming a lot of hussars, which of course are cheaper with Magyar, so it's easier to do. Yeah, like crazy Vil count there for teal, very good boom. But as you can see, the boom for gray never got off the ground because unfortunately he got hit at the start. Booms for Team Secretito, very good overall. And even time to collect some relics. Well, I always forget about that. Yeah, right there, this. Like, red lost his army, yellow lost his army, right there. This was the critical moment here. But that's where blue and green lost their armies, right there. Like, this was the moment where I was like, they can do it, and then no. The eco bonus that they get is that they can get their economical tax an age before, right? And at a food discount, right? So it costs less food per upgrade, which means you can actually have a lot of these upgrades before other people can get them, and that is actually that actually makes your economy so much more efficient, and also the fact that it's cheaper makes it very easy to get them as well. I mean, you wouldn't get the farm upgrade in Dark Age, right? That's no, but you can get the farm upgrade while going up to Feudal Age, for example, something that other civs can't do, at a discount, at a food discount as well. And food is a very important resource in the early game. That's why. Also, I would consider the cheaper stable tax also. I mean, it's not really an eco bonus, but it does save some resources, and it also makes you more likely to get those technologies, right? Get your husbandry, get your cavalier upgrade. Yeah, so I do like Burgundians in that with that gimmick there, but it does mean their late game is a bit underpowered because they like bloodlines. That is a big one. Not that it mattered if you have good strategy, of course. Alrighty, we're going to go to the second game, which will be... Let's see. That will be on Kanagawa, which is the home map from Capibara here. Let me make sure I have the right file there. That is the right one. And, well, let's go. Let's see if Capibara are able to strike back here at the onslaught from Team Secretito. They have proven that they have it in them, so let's see on their home map if they can do it. Yeah, welcome to Kanagawa here. We have, well, we're still in the set, the quarterfinals between Capibara and Team Secretito. Capibara, unfortunately for them, lost the first game, but now are going to try to go for the revenge on their own home map here. They don't want to leave this tournament, of course, without another fight. Let's introduce the home team first. In the blue, we have Benji Cello playing as the Italians, alright? In the green, we have Gerak playing as the Indians. Another good boom civ. We know that he likes that. In the teal, we have Citriano playing as the Teutons. Also good civ. I like Teutons on this map. I do. We have Vikings for True Display. Could be a very strong civ as well. We'll see. I will talk about that in a second. In the red, we have Brutal playing as the Aztecs, alright? In the yellow, we have Legionario. Ooh, we haven't seen him yet. Coming in for his team, playing as the Sicilians. In the purple, we have Negan playing as the Spanish. Ooh, Spanish on this map. Interesting. Alright. And then in the orange, we have Tomichibar playing as the Bohemians. I like that. I do. I'm still convinced that Bohemians, if you can get the chemistry, crossbows, and castle age, could actually be good in a team game. Because they kill their opponent's knight faster, which is what most engagements are: knight archer versus knight archer, right? If you can, the person who loses the knights first usually loses the battle, because then the knights from your opponent will just swing over and kill the archers from your opponent as well, and it goes pretty quickly after that. So being able to kill knights faster like Ethiopians and Bohemians with chemistry, very good bonus in my book. Britain range doesn't really help you there. Alright, well, let me take a sip of water here. There we go. Gotta keep our brain hydrated after all. So, let's talk about the map, shall we? So, Kanagawa, for those who don't know, which I don't think is a lot of people at this point, Kanagawa is Golden Pit doubly so. There's 2 golden pits on the map, as you can see, between the players. That is your late game gold right there. You will want to control at least one of these. But of course, if you can control both of them, that is of course really good. Because then you deny gold from your opponent. On a map like Gold Rush, that is a almost a sure win. Not entirely. I have seen one exception to that one. But you give yourself a good odd, of course. Now, how do you control the gold, you ask? Well, normally what you can do is drop TCs and, say, a castle on the gold. That's what you do on normal Golden Pit. But, oh boy, what is this? No stone at your home base. Nope. This might be a mountain, but this stone is not useful, apparently. Just Age of Empires logic. There's no stone at your starting base for any player. No stone whatsoever. If you want stone, you have to go to the middle. Take a risk, put a TC up, or even just a mining camp, mine stone, and you can use that to then drop a castle wherever you want. Also some relics here, so I'm surprised that no one went for Lithuanians, because they did that. Did they go for Lithuanians last game? No one had Lithuanians. Yeah, because you know where the relics are, but it is predictable, right? It is predictable, so I get that. But in any case, yeah, stone is out here. It's a risk. And actually, I like this aspect because it's so difficult now to get a castle, which really changes things up a lot. Because if you need, say, to drop a castle at home to defend yourself in a pinch, well, good luck if you haven't been mining stone for a while at that point. Like, I saw an instance where a player in this position went up the imp faster than the opponent that was attacking him, but there was a castle on his face as well. But he couldn't drop a castle to make trebuchets. And he didn't have bombard cannons either, so he went up the imp, and in the end it didn't really help him. He had to go for rams, and that didn't go so well. So, yeah, seriously, like, the stone is more important than some teams think here. Of course, there's the task for the pockets here. That will be purple and yellow, will be green and teal, to keep an eye out on the middle and see if their opponent is mining stone sneakily, because you will want to stop that from happening. In the meantime, the fighting will mostly take place over the gold. Although at the start, people will just go over to the other side, attack their opponent. Now, I like civilizations that need, like, especially flank civilizations that need a bit more time here. Nico, I will cast some Category B today. Okay, well, last set was Category B, and I have 2 more Category B sets planned today. And, after this schedule, I'll update. After this set, I'll update my schedule, and then you can see what teams I will cast. Because yeah. So, but yeah, 2 more. I got it. Yeah, you're welcome. No problem. What was I saying though? Oh yeah, right. What I like about this map is that you have a bit more time, right? You start further away from each other than on Patagonia. So a civilization like Chinese is very good on a map like this because your early start, which is tricky, you don't want to get disturbed when you do it, is not so much of a problem. Bohemians need a bit more time as well. They can work on this map, Vikings don't need more time, but the more time they have, the better, right? Like Vikings, I love Vikings eco bonus, man. Getting free wheelbarrow and handcart is such a beastly eco bonus. It really makes your economy a lot more efficient. If I had Capture Age, I would show you the efficiency number for Grey should be higher than everyone else's. And the thing with Vikings is, the longer they are alive, simply alive, not even booming, they are alive, they are getting an eco lead over you because of those upgrades. It's a will lead, and it is, of course, efficiency lead in the moments that you don't get handcart or wheelbarrow. As we have a team wall going on for Capibara here, I like that. On a map like this, that's pretty possible. Of course, you gotta coordinate it. And it looks like blue and green a little bit. Yeah, green is walling to this wood line. I maybe thought that blue was gonna wall there and then there, but blue is gonna wall a bit further out, so green will now have to re-wall this. So that's fine. Not seeing a team wall from the other side just yet, but I mean they might just be a bit later with the walls here, as we have men-at-arms coming forward. Oh, this is important. The scout holding this wall open for now. I hope that blue fixes it. Okay, blue fixes that. That was good. Yeah, so this is the reason why people don't often go men-at-arms on this map. It's because it takes a while for them to arrive. And this time, unfortunately for Orange, they are not Japanese men-at-arms. They are just normal Bohemian men-at-arms. They will just be as slow at getting through these walls as any other men-at-arms set. Yeah, so Blue's probably just going to wall behind this. He's even deleting the walls right now. Yeah, so we'll get that up. We'll get the archer range up to defend himself. Hopefully this time he's going to wall behind this in time. Repair, quickly. Okay, that will... Yeah, that... No, okay, he's going to wall behind. One more wall. House. House wall fails. Oh, and the men-at-arms get in again. Blue. Oh, God, he will not love that. Let's hope this archer range goes up, because you need something to defend yourself now. Okay, blue walls in the villager, and we're fine here. And how are you doing, Mauricio? I'm doing fine. We're just casting an awesome set today. And yeah, the schedule command is not updated yet. I mean, I'm really happy. Man, it's just like I've had the schedule command for a while now, and at the start, like, no one used it, right? And I updated it for me, and now I didn't update it, and now people are using it. That's hilarious. I will update it between sets, so you can see what shenanigans you can expect today. As green is over here raiding purple. And purple just pushing this away with some scouts. I mean, you are delaying the walls, and it looks like maybe a villager did go down there. More caster's curse, yep, that's for sure. And today we play semifinals. I have heard that at 8 o'clock, I think. Yeah, unfortunately I won't be able to cast that because I can't. I'm already like on a clock today, like to be able to be done in time. But I will definitely cast the rack, of course, obviously. I will cast every semifinals. I will definitely try to be live for the finals, but we'll have to see schedule-wise, because it's quite late for me, so we'll see. Of course, but well, you just keep your eye out on the schedule. Of course, let everyone know what my plans are here. While blue now defending himself with an archer, with no fletching yet. Quick walls in the gold, that's important as well. But yeah, all of this is a lot of idle time, a lot of like unnecessary losses and things like that. That of course blue will not want to take. And I'm on Eastern Standard Time, so I'm an hour behind GMT -3, which I think is like the standard tournament time, at least for us, because most players are from South America. Yeah, so that's that will be an hour ahead of me. So yeah, 8 o'clock for you would be 7 for me. Problem is that that's around dinner time for me as well. You know, which I will make an exception for the finals, of course. That's why I'm saying I will plan it, as green is taking a fight there. Even brought a spearman forward as well. And lots more scouts now, with upgrades from the Indian player here. And Jarak... Excuse me. Oh, got something stuck in my throat here. It's just this fight. So overwhelming, man. Choking on it. Oof. Alrighty, well, green definitely breaking into purple's base, and purple is not happy about that one. Doesn't have the scout numbers making spearmen right now. If only green knew about this wood line. And yeah, gotta eat indeed. Gotta eat. That gum indeed. In the meantime, yellow and red just trying to push across the map, but being buffed. I mean, being keeping out by the team walls here. Oof. You gotta hate it when I'm not even eating anything, man. I don't know what got stuck in the back of my throat, but it was annoying, as that's for sure. As yeah, yellow, green, of course, does not want to take a fight against Spearman, despite having upgrades. But yeah, actually, when you're fighting Spearman, getting Bloodlines is the most important upgrade. And after that attack, and after that defense, I know that seems kind of counterintuitive. But again, it's the same, and it's the same with camels, right? The most damage that spearmen do to you is bonus damage. Damage that your armor doesn't really help you against anyways, but HP does. And then why you would want to get attack, as, ooh, purple, about to lose a few villagers here as well. It's at least 2 villagers, I think. Yeah, at least 2. Okay, now green's gonna keep his scout safe. Splits up the weak scout. It's like, maybe purple doesn't pay attention. But yeah, I would get attacked after that because you want to kill the spearman as fast as possible, right? And then I'd get armor. Only fighting spearmen, by the way. That's the order in which I would get the upgrades if I'm fighting spearmen with scouts. Which, of course, you don't really want to fight spearmen with scouts anyways. But if you have to. Yeah, red, of course, trying to get in here, but is rebuffed here by the walls from gray once more. I like that there's lots of house walling as well. House walls, of course, are much stronger than just palisades, so that's keeping your base a lot safer here. Yeah, Teal's just trying to break in, but yeah, not a lot of damage that could have been done as... Guys, it's still open! I mean, I love team walls, but you gotta coordinate it. They don't think this is closed, right? Or are they leaving this open on purpose? That can't be, right? That's such a gaping hole. I do like how green is keeping these scouts in the middle, though, but... Okay, if knights are gonna get through here and then attack blue and wreck his base, then, I mean, I can say I told you so, right? Like, that's pretty clear. Oh, God. Well, let's hope for their sake purple never finds out about that. The aggression from green at least made sure that purple doesn't have the scouts to scout that out, so at least there's that, but yellow might find it. I mean, think about it. If they click past the walls at any point, right, the scouts will immediately go to this hole. They immediately will go there. As yellow sitting nicely on the relics as well. They, of course, want to see if anyone's taking stone, so that makes sense. Blue kind of cautiously moving out with his archers across the battlefield, just trying to see what's going on. But yeah, he's not in castles yet, so he has to be very careful here that he doesn't get found out by the knights from purple that are about to come out in a sec. Well, actually, purple quite delayed as well. Actually, has the same amount of. It's also quite behind, just like blue. Yeah, blue and purple were both kind of hit there, and it reflects in their castle times. On the other side, though, knights coming out, crossbows coming out, and villagers coming out. Teal wants to take control of the gold early on, but red is here together with yellow to deny that. It's knights, though, with only +1. They're 2 knights, not very fast, have extra melee armor. Well, the town center goes up. Yellow can see that. Let's see if they can deny it, because red has more numbers here. Crossbow about to come in as well. Sitting in a choke point as well, but the knights trying to engage. Lacking the +2, though, is huge here, because they really need something to fight the Aztec player here. As Teal trying to get surrounded, but doesn't quite have the knight numbers to defeat that just yet. But I think the delay is just enough here to allow Teal to get the stout center up. Not something that red can stop right now. On the other side, though, blue finding out the hard way that moving out with feudal age archers when your opponent is in castle age is sometimes very risky, and is going to move back behind his stone gate. Stone gate. Is this one? Is this like a classic player who? Because they didn't used to have palisade gates, right? Like I remember the time. I mean, I was a kid back then. I'm not actually that old, but I remember as a kid playing. We didn't have stone gates. It was we didn't have palisade gates. It was stone gates. So you made a palisade wall and then you put a stone gate like that. And I think there's just, if you're used to that, maybe you still do that, even though now you have palisade gates. As green has the numbers. Green has lots more numbers than purple on the field right now, but blue has to catch up with him as well so they can take a good fight. And orange and purple are going to sit inside orange's base. Map control right now for the Capibara team on both sides here, as the town center gets denied for someone, probably red's town center, I think. Or was it yellow's town? No, it must be yellow because he's sending the villagers. On both sides, Capibara is taking control of the gold, and red, right now, Team Secretito not really playing the objective just yet. Now, you have gold at your starting base, but it's only 8 tiles in total. It will run out at some point, and at that point you have to be able to get to the gold. Yellow is gonna drop a TC anyways. They have army control for now. They have better numbers than gray. That's for sure. But gray and teal, they have a town center up, so they're probably okay with that. But yeah, gray losing a bunch of archers here. He's not really controlling these either. I see he's not. Yeah, now he's controlling them. On the other side, though, again, town centers going up everywhere. The gold control is for Capibara for now. But of course, that might not be permanent here. I mean, Team Secretito is definitely going to fight for the gold. They're definitely going to try to do that. And I think they'll probably fight for this side, honestly. Because they actually have some control over this gold here. If they can at least control one golden pit, they're fine. Like, you don't need two golden pits to, to be successful. You don't have to fight for both necessarily. You can just build town centers on one of them with all 4 players. Take your gold there. That's fine. That's fine. But you got to control at least one. Because in the late game, if you're up against a team with all the gold they want in the world, and you have to go and trade in order to get gold, that is not ideal. Steel kind of running in the back here with some Teutonic Knights, but of course you cannot escape easily with Teutonic Knights because they are quite slow. Lacking husbandry is huge, man. I love how Red actually has an eagle in the back of Capibara's base. Wouldn't surprise me if that eagle ran in through here. Man, I wonder how long it's gonna take before they realize there's a gaping hole in their wall. Like, it's clear on the minimap, that's for sure. It might be intentional, right? Maybe they're like, okay, that's a way to get out of our base. But then, if that's the case, why build a gate? Well, orange has better numbers than blue, that's for sure. That's that's already almost 40 crossbows here. Blue also kind of out of position compared to what green is doing. Like, they're not keeping their armies together, which is allowing purple and orange to push this back. And green should definitely join up here. If it comes to a fight, though, green has the numbers. Green has a lot of camels here. And purple chasing this. Purple kind of abandoning his archer player now. And green is looking for an opportunity to come in here. Might be able to get behind this. Although there is some pikemen defending the rear guard right now. Yeah, it's all about positioning. If you can get a nice fight in on these units, that'd be really good. The Siege Workshop does get denied here. Another Siege Workshop on the other side. And they're going to go for... Well, I'm not sure what they're making right now. Imperial Age, though, for Grey. And that's the thing. This is Vikings, man. Their economy is so good. They can get up to Imp faster than anyone else. Well, maybe not anyone else. Italians and Byzantines do pretty well as well. But yeah, the economy for Grey is going to be... pretty good. Even if you go up with... Wow, 71 villages, man. That's great. As Blue takes the hill here right now. But he's out of position from Green again. They need to join up with their armies here. If we have... okay, so we have a drop. I don't know where. Of course I knew this was gonna happen, so don't worry. It is not a GG here. It is just a drop. So we're gonna restore now. Let's just go to the end of the game here. Well, they should probably restore now. Yeah. So there was a drop. I never knew. I never know when it's gonna happen, but I didn't know it was going to happen. So don't worry about it. We got the restore for you. And here we go. Everyone is Britons now. There we go. Okay, there we go. Not to worry, we're still alive. Here we go. And okay, Blue does make it alive here with his crossbows. Yeah. I do think they should really work together here, green and blue. Like, they're keeping their armies separate, which means blue especially is very vulnerable there. Like, blue, if he loses his army, then suddenly green can take a fight either. And the thing is, there was a moment that orange and purple didn't quite have the same numbers to fight green off, but they're getting there now. And orange is also going up to imp as well. Ooh, also got chemistry crossbows. I love it. But we didn't really have... We didn't really have any engagement so far, so I guess we didn't really see chemistry crossbows shine. Oh, against Atletico Le Pew is what Neo is fighting against the semifinals. Ooh, well, actually, I can tell you that's the next set after this. Atletico Le Pew, the quarterfinals. Thanks for spoiling that. Nah, just kidding. That's okay. That's okay. As we have a fight now between yellow and teal in the middle with the knights. They're actually both trying to go for the crossbows. At least yellow is right now. Gray, though, retreating to the hill here. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, Mauricio. It's totally fine. You know, Great, retreating to the hill, trying to get a lot of knights here as well. The battering rams coming out as well, trying to push Grey and Teal off of the gold. Lots of crossbows from Red, lots of crossbows from Grey have gone down, and it looks like the map control that we thought Teal and Grey had slowly disappearing here because of the military spam here from Red and Yellow, who are not up to Imperial Age yet, that's a thing, but they killed Grey's army before Imp here. And that's the thing too. Grey has been in Imperial Age for a while now, and only now getting Arbalest. I think, yeah, like what Legoni says, because he had crossbows on the queue. Yeah, that's like a classic, oversight, right? Like when you upgrade to Arbalest, you're like, yeah, I'm gonna get that upgrade, but it's like behind 15 crossbows. Yeah. Yeah, you gotta pay attention to that at the top, right? If the upgrade for Arbalest is yellow, it's waiting, like that. It's waited. It like you have to. It's like in behind in queue. So if it's yellow, you gotta immediately click on the upgrade, then you know which archer range it is, and immediately get rid of all the Arbalest in front of it, because the Arbalest upgrade is way more important than getting a few more crossbows out. And now Grey, despite having Arbalest, despite being up to Imp way before Red, still struggling to hold on to the ground. But Red and Yellow, despite this good fight, still is up against Arbalest. Not something that Yellow can fight right now, not being in Castle Age. On the other side, though, yeah, Orange using his faster Imp, though, to get a good engagement here as well, as Blue gets pushed off of the gold on his side. Orange finally makes it to gold, but there's a castle right there, so it's not like the safest gold in the world, that's for sure. Losing a bunch of Arbalest to the castle as well. It's nice that Green did get that castle up. That will stall out the push from Orange and Purple a little bit, because they'll have to kill this castle first now. As what's Green doing? I was wondering where Green's army is. Green's army is on the other side, trying to get through buildings here. There's a hole. Okay, Purple fixes the holes. That's good. Of course, these camels, these Indian camels, will get buildings down quite fast. Like they have they do bonus damage against buildings. I think Purple will be fine though. He will be able to wall that out probably. It's Teal and Grey pushing this aggression back right now. This is exactly what they needed, because they're under pressure on both sides. Team Secretito are not willing to let the golds just sit there in the hands of Capibara without a fight. And again, Yellow trying to surround the Arbalest here from Grey. And they're also fighting under two town centers as well. So I think Grey should probably back up here. But yeah, Teal this time around is defending his archer buddy. Yellow losing a lot of knights, expensive knights. You know, he was making more knights to try to stay to try to get a military control here, but now you don't have the goal to go up the Castle Imperial Age. I mean, talking is difficult, isn't it? As wow, Purple switching in a whole bunch of pikemen, which of course Green is probably not happy to see. He's probably like, not pikemen. Pikemen are the worst nightmare for Indians. As well. Jirak is on stone, is dropping a castle, his first castle going up, a second castle going up on the stone, which is smart, right? You want to control the stone, because if you can stop your opponents from getting stone, that's huge. Blue right now holding on with his own Arbalest as well. Italians luckily can go up to Imp a bit faster as well, because it's cheaper to go up. Teal the only one really not yet up the castle age here, together with Yellow. They've both been spamming knights, so they can't really afford it. So the question is, who has the better fill count there then? So we have Onager. Onagers! I love that. Red can be nowhere near to this. If you get Siege Engineers as well, he can actually outrange the Arbalest, because right now the Arbalest can have the same range as the Onagers as well. As Red is trying to snipe the Onagers down first. Grey right for now using him against the downstep. But imagine if he gets a shot in on these Arbalest. I want it to happen, but I know I also don't want it to happen for Red, because that would be brutal. Yes, I did make that joke. I bet that happens a lot to. I bet Brutal has heard that joke before. Yeah, well, the town center will go down. But yeah, no onagers anymore, so there's that. What was I checking again? Oh yeah, the Vil counts for Teal and... Well, I mean, whatever the Vil counts, Teal has 94 or... Wow, the same Vil count. Yellow and Teal exactly equal in villagers here. Well, that's crazy. But yeah, Teal's on the way to Imp. Yellow is not. And of course, Imperial Paladins for the two Teutonic player are scary. Aztec's missing thumb ring is not a small detail. Ooh, interesting. Yeah, okay, let's... If they miss thumb ring, that is definitely a problem. Like, Vikings get thumb ring. Of course, makes your archers fire less fast, which is a problem as... Ooh, shot. Aw, no shot. Okay, shot now. Now shot. Come on, I want another shot. Aw. Damn it, yellow and red are paying too much attention. Damn it. Yeah, good job sniping those though. Yellow especially with using some knights against that. That's what you're supposed to do here. I mean, it's a precarious balance here. Both sides definitely exhausting their armies for now. Like, it's a lot of gold, you know, to afford all of this. But luckily, when you have this much gold, that is something you can afford. As the Viking players taking it to capped ram, I like that. Pushing back your opponent's archers with some battering rams. Capped ram from orange as well. That's 6 capped ram. That should be enough, 7 even, to take out this castle. Not something that blue can really do anything against. But green has Imperial Camel now. Imperial Camel. And look at the sheer mass. The sheer number of these camels, man. They're making their way to the battlefield. It's a critical moment as well. Purple attacking the castle on the other side, but without the last armor upgrade. Yep, doesn't have those that one just yet because he's only now going up to Imperial Age. Right behind with that, Purple's knights have disappeared. There is nothing to stop green from coming in from behind. And orange probably sees it right now. The castle will probably go down, but the camels coming in from behind here, surrounding the arbalest from orange, who are sitting in choke points. That's true. Blue should now move his arbalest to the right and snipe the arbalest. Yes, exactly. This is good. This is good. Start sniping the arbs. Yeah, you have to micro because you can't just patrol in here. The castle does go down, but after all is said and done, Purple's army is gone, Orange's army is gone, and this, despite getting the castle down, they are not getting map control right now. And the pikemen for Purple are not going to cut it here. Just simply not going to cut it. Not when there's Arbalest in the field. And Orange has to abandon the gold right now. And this is looking pretty good for Capibara. They're still holding on the right side. Siege Ram now in for the Viking player to push back the buildings. Onager to scare away any of these Arbalest. Should definitely get Siege Engineers though, if Vikings get that. I'm not sure if Vikings do get that upgrade. Yeah, I don't know the entire tech tree by heart, of course. It's Purple trying to take the fight in here, but yeah, Blue should just kill all these pikemen. Last of the Arbalest going down for Orange, and Orange and Purple fast losing position here. Mixing in Militia is not gonna cut it. that was a misclick. Of course that was a misclick. And Paladin on the way for Teal. Paladin on the way. And they called it GG. They realized they've lost control of both goals. They haven't been on the goal too long enough. They're going to run out of gold at their own base. And it is indeed GG after a decisive fight. You know, and on this side it was more a slugging match, I would say. But this fight was a decisive one. Purple taking the fight on his own. Lost all his knights. GG. Lost all his knights. Then there was nothing to shield Orange, right? Orange at Arbalest. I'm not saying that the Knights would do particularly well against the Imperial Camels, but, you know, be something. And after losing both your armies on both sides, being pushed off of the gold, yep, it is GG. Also didn't have the stone to build castles, you know, that's the thing. Green has been on this stone unimpeded all this time, so... Capibara ties it up with a 1-1, and we have ourselves a game, you guys. We have ourselves a game. Let me update the score here so we can proud of that. We're going to go to game 3, which has been kind of the standard so far in the quarterfinals. Lots of sets, at least either going long or going to game 3. And, well, it's awesome. Convincing win for Capibara on their home map. Very good here. And I must say, they played for the gold a bit better. Like, they had gold control more earlier than Team Secretito did. And then Team Secretito, they did a good job on both sides pushing this back. But the risk in that is that they've been on gold for a while. They have more gold than you. If you cannot push them off of gold definitively, you're going to run out of gold at home. Right? And you can only do one push like this. It's an all-in push at that point. You get pushed off of gold at both sides here. Yeah, there's not much you can do at that point. And now, well, what you could do is make castles. But you need stone for that. And that's Kanagawa for you. Also, it looks like Green had all the relics, didn't he? Or at least most of them, because he could just gather them without any a problem. I want to see how much relic gold he got from that. So let's have a look at the statistics here. Yeah, great KD there for Gray. Did end up killing a lot of units, of course, because he did have Arbalest, which Red also got Arbalest, but later than Gray, that's for sure. But yeah, the other good KD here is Green. Green, again, doing really well with in the cavalry role. Like, he's a good pocket player, that's clear. Like, he booms really, really strongly, and it makes a lot of military to hold on and kill. Like, look at the army count for Green. That's pretty good. The only one who got close was Purple, but Purple made a lot of pikemen, which that's cheating. No, I'm just kidding. Orange, though, making a lot of archers as well. That's why losing that huge army was such a blow to the war effort. Huge army indeed. Yeah, for the rest of KDs. Much more in the favor for Capibara this time around. Looking at the eco, got some slinging around. That's good. Yeah, eco for Green. Indian economy is so good. Look at that. Miles ahead of everyone else. Getting cheaper villagers makes it so easy to boom into more villagers. Like, it might be one of the best eco bonuses in the game. Vikings, of course, good economy as well, with the handguard eco, an upgrade that most people don't even get in games, right? And you get it for free. Yeah, and overall, maybe the civs just overall a little bit better. Like Spanish, as you know, they're fine in the cavalry role, but it's generic cavalry. It's not the power punch, the power you need to beat Indians or Teutons here. And yeah, the same with Sicilians. Sicilians struggle against heavy cavalry, which that's exactly what Teutons are. Like, that's like the nightmare for Sicilians. Like, it's the one unit that they don't counter with their cavalier. They're all round Hauberk cavalier that counter pretty much everything except heavy cavalry. They don't counter that. Relic gold, yeah, 7 relics there for Green. He probably did that pretty late in the game. Would have been more gold, but still 1811 gold. All bits help, and if anything, it's gold that is not accessible for the Team Secretito team. So yeah, but yeah, pretty decisive fights over here. Pretty decisive. First yellow and red, then purple and orange. So GG. We will go to the third game now, and I know we're all excited for that. So let me immediately get that going for you guys. That will be on the home map for Team Secretito this time, and that is Ciudad Fantasma. Awesome. Are we ready? This is where you guys all scream yes in chat, because you are ready, of course. And here we go. And let me get the guys' point of view. Awesome. Well, welcome to Ciudad Fantasma for the third and final game between Capibara and Team Secretito. Whoever wins this game, wins the set, goes on to the semi-finals. So the stakes are as high as they can be. Neither team will want to resign without a fight here, which means we might be here for a while, because these teams are quite evenly matched as well. Both teams having won a game, now poised to take their win on the final map. But it is the home map for Team Secretito. They have an advantage there as well. They will probably have a strategy prepared. And they prove that in meta settings, that is Patagonia-like maps, they are pretty strong. Indeed. So, without further ado, let's introduce the players. In the red, we have the Zeus playing as the Tatars. Interesting pick. Like, I mean, I prefer Tatars on another map because there's more hills. Like, the only hills that you have here are in the corner of the map. Like, the rest of the map is flat. So you can't use your hill bonus. So, we'll see. In the yellow, we have Brutal playing as the Lithuanians. In the purple, we have Negan playing as the Slavs. I like that. In the orange, we have Tomichi War playing Ethiopians, a civ that they saved to use all the way up until now. And they will definitely need that civ. And oh boy, will that civ be better than Khmer for sure in the flank position. Benji Cello here in the blue picking Khmer. Interesting pick. We got Cumans for Jirak, a potential booming civ, which we know Jirak, he definitely likes to boom. In the teal, we have Huns for Chitreano. And then, and last but not least, we got Mongols for True Display. Tomichi Sar says, we screwed with Tatars, lol. Yeah, I mean, like, Tatars, like, the big issue they have is early game. Like, their early game is so poor. Like, they fall behind other archer civs so heavily. And then you're up against Mongols, which actually do pretty well early on. With the fast scout rush is a possibility, or just getting up faster than anyone else. And worst of all, they have decent cavalry archers as well. They fire faster. They are like Ethiopians on horses. And of course, Mangudai are always a possibility. So yeah, Mongols, I definitely prefer Mongols over the Tars, unless the Tars can make it to the late game, and can stop the Mongols from messing Mangudai, right? If you do those things, then having Silk Armor cavalry archers are better than what Mongols can put on the field. That is true. So I also like that they used Mongols in the flank position and not the pocket position, because Mongols' pocket, yeah, they have knights, but they don't have the final armor upgrade, so they're just not that great in the pocket position. Like their camels and knights aren't great. So I like that. I like that. Um, yeah, Cumans, of course, you can boom with Cumans. You can go for a second town center, but that, of course, is a risk. You are definitely letting yourself open to a lot of pressure, and I know that Blue and Green will probably not be happy to see Ethiopians against them, as Green is trying to lane, but the lane fails. Ay. Ooh, yeah, that's the kind of thing, like, just trying to delay, right? You're trying to delay Ethiopian player as much as possible, because that's got to be a civ that you fear. It's a really strong archer civ. Definitely way stronger than Khmer, that's for sure. So, yeah, they're probably gonna have to defend on this side more so than push. That's a certainty here. Yeah, Khmer. I don't know, Khmer aren't very good. They're cavalry civ. They're not an archer civ. They can do it, but they're not the best at that. So that might have been a bit of drafting issue. Maybe they can switch sides a little bit. Like Green can go for Kipchak instead of Paladin. Khmer can go for an Hussar spam with Cavalier, Elephants, I don't know. But yeah, honestly, you don't want to give up the Cuman Paladins either, so... Aye. Well, we have ourselves an even game then. Both teams kind of having some civilizational, some civilizations that aren't as strong as their opponent's civ, so we'll see. In the meantime, before they go up to Violates, let's talk about the map. So, you probably already noticed that, but yes, it is a ghost city, Ciudad Fantasma. There is also some ghosts roaming the map as well, and no, those aren't relics, those are, there you go, the ghosts. I wish they are renamed ghosts, that'd be cute. I'd like that. They don't really do anything, they just kind of harass your units as they walk through the city. You know, that's about it. There's some extra berries, some extra golds in the middle as well. There's always 4 tiles, but they're randomly dispersed across the map. Usually 2 in the bottom, 2 in the top. You know, that's kind of like how it's usually divided. I haven't seen a lot of people make use of that gold yet until late game, if they already were winning anyways. Now, another thing that this map has is, well, you probably saw this circle of wood. You can cut through that, and if you get through that, you can take the relics in the corner and convert a free Victoria. And yes, that does take 20 population if you convert it. Like, just like any other Gaia unit that you convert. Same with the Victoria. So, don't make that classic mistake and get pop capped when you convert it, and then can't make military and then lose a fight. It has happened. It has happened. Yeah, in any case, overall, I'd say that Ciudad Fantasma is quite wallable, although Red has not really walled whatsoever so far. Gray is walling a bit more there. You kind of have to with Mongols, right? He's up so fast he forgot to build the barracks. He was so fast he didn't even have time to build his ranges yet, so that's ironic. Yeah, Mongols, they go up fast, man, with their hunting bonus. But yeah. Now, you can team wall on this map to a certain degree, although between the pockets it's usually quite some space. So usually people just go for their own individual walls. Yeah, there's quite some space between green and teal, and also quite some space between gray and teal and red and yellow. Like, they're kind of far away from each other as well. So, oh boy. In any case, well, we're just waiting for people to go up, but we do have men-at-arms from orange. And where are those men-at-arms? On their way. Blue. You gotta keep this out. Blue. Uh-oh. That's not gonna go up. There's only one villager. That's never gonna happen. No. Uh-oh. Disaster strikes. Scout doesn't go down, but it's super low HP, so that can't help anymore. As Blue will have to scramble up an archer range now. The walls stay open, and the men-at-arms are going to be like, yeah, we're going to stop that from happening, that's for sure. As, yeah, I think Blue will be able to keep this out for now. Oh, not a lot of villagers under the TC, actually, to garrison and to shoot this down also. As Green is bear rushing Blue. That's hilarious. Yeah, men-at-arms... I mean, they have already done their job a little bit. Like, Blue is a bit in disarray. The walls aren't up on the front, buying a lot of time for orange. So, I mean, again, Orange, like, he's been to Michiwa every game. He really likes his Men-at-Arm opening. He's gotten at Men-at-Arms every game so far. And has gotten it in every game also, right? Like, going Men-at-Arms is a risk. If you can't get in, it is not really worth your time. If you can't get in, though, it's fine. I would also, in a team game setting, I would definitely add some Spearmen as well, as soon as I can. You know, because you know you're going to be up against Scouts, and the longer you keep your Men-at-Arms alive, the better. And the Men-at-Arms get in on the berries. And try to get a kill. I don't think they're going to get a kill here. Unless Blue doesn't get away with his Vills. Unless Blue doesn't get away with the Vills here. That Vill could have been trapped, actually. As Blue finally realizing, I have a bonus with Khmer. I can hide my villagers in houses. Exactly, it's a really good bonus as well. But yeah, now Purple also hitting the Khmer player on the left. And Khmer player already knew he was going to be kind of screwed being up against Ethiopians. You know, who basically get a free Man-at-Arm rush anyways, because they get 100 gold, 100 food at the start. Villager going down. Yeah, but now there's already, the enemy scouts are already here. The Men-at-Arms are still alive. You're still trying to deal with that. And God, the start has been a disaster for Blue. Didn't get the walls down, and he's paying for it now. Yeah, I guess if you're going to wall, right, sometimes it's best to commit. Just send a whole bunch of villagers, just get those walls up. Commit to walling. Now, we didn't have time to look at the other side here as Gray is pushed off of his gold, which he wasn't taking anyways, but is not going to be able to take in the meantime. Gets his second archer range up now to take, well, to maybe build more numbers, but Red, of course, is already ahead in the numbers with archers. Yeah, lots more archers going forward, so Gray is already a bit behind here. That's Yellow and Red trying to break into this palisade wall. They will get in at some point. But Gray walling that out with a gate. Very good. Well, in any case, yeah, Gray just trying to keep this army out of his base as good as he can, right? That's the whole point. Purple and Orange, because this hole is gonna be there. I mean, the rest of Blue space is open as well, so it's not like this hole is significant so far, but a hole is a hole, right? Yeah, for now, Purple, I mean, for now, Teal and Gray keeping this pressure out. Red sits in a choke point, and Teal loses his scout trying to engage that. Can't engage that for now. Yeah, but overall, Capibara, they are being the ones being attacked right now. They are the ones that are being delayed, that get idle time, that can't expand their farms around, you know, things like that. So it's a good start for Team Secretito. This is what they would want, right? Even if they don't get a whole lot of bonus out of it, even if they don't get the best, well, KDs, eco kills, like they're not killing that many villagers, although Blue, oh! That villager cheated! You see that? He was over here and he transported into the house. Crazy. And oh, again, wow, look at that. They can like jump into houses, like literally jump into houses. Like that's not even a joke. As Blue trying to take a fight, but he's not microing his unit, so Orange is gonna micro that down, and and now Orange is also gonna make his way to the gold. He sees that Blue is taking gold right there. I mean, Blue had to be taking gold because that is his only safe gold for now. Blue again has to abandon his wood line. Well, fighting with Vills here is probably the right call. Because these scouts do not have any upgrades whatsoever, so you can actually kill them with your villagers. You need something here. But now Orange finds the wood line. The sneaky wood line here. Orange is loving life right now. Loving life. Ethiopian archers running around an opponent's base, getting kills, whatever you want. Blue's gold is not towered, so he's going to have to abandon his gold as well. Blue's in a pickle. In a big pickle. Like, damn. Yeah, it's abandoned the gold now as well, and now you can't make archers anymore either, unless you get this gold secured. I think Blue's priority right now should be send a Vill, wall this up now. I mean, you have an army in your base, but that army's over there. You have time to wall this now, because if Purple comes out with Knights, then you're going to be in trouble. As Green is sending forward his scouts, but Purple, of course, is fully walled here. Shouldn't be any way in. Oh! 1 second later here, and Green would have arrived while that freaking Purple Vill was opening the gate, and the scouts would have gotten in here as well. Man, imagine how frustrated Purple would have been about that. In the meantime, Orange is just, making the rounds here. He knows he did a lot of damage to Blue. They're fine, they're fine. We should probably look at the other side as well, what's going on. I like the house walls here from Gray to keep out Red's archers. Like, Red and Yellow haven't been able to break in and do the same to Gray as what happened to Blue. But the archer numbers for Red looking really nice here. The Tatars get Thumb Ring for free in the Castellates, of course, which we knew. And get Thumb Ring for free, and of course, you can go for CA. Lakoni says, is this category A? No, this is category C, actually. But I'm sure that they are very, very flattered by the fact that you think that this is category A. I mean, that just says a lot about the quality of all the teams in this tournament at this point, right? We can't even tell them apart anymore. That's how good they are. What is Green doing? Oh, Green is raiding in the back of Orange's base. I mean, Orange didn't really get his walls up so far either. So, still open to some pressure there. So, pretty good, pretty good. If he can get some Vil kills to slow down Orange, he will be happy with that. Because Orange is on the way to Castellate. Something that will not happen for Blue anytime soon. Because Blue was delayed. Now, if any Civ can get up the Castellate fast, it's Khmer because of the insane farming eco. But it's still going to take... It's going to take Blue a while. And he still hasn't fully walled his base. So, fingers crossed that Green can do enough damage here to delay Orange in the meantime. Yellow and Red just keeping their army safe, getting their upgrades. Gray, of course, is still in feudalates. Ooh. I mean, after all is said and done, it's still in feudalates here. Yeah, and Mongol mid-game is a problem, right? Mongol mid-game, you don't have any eco bonuses, you just fall behind everyone else. Even Tatars have a mid-game bonus, they still have that more food on your herdables, so you get 2 for free if you build a town center. Green sniping at least one villager here on the gold, that's good. Got some upgrades on the scouts as well, but now it's up against knights. Of course, Green, let's see, did he go for a second town center? He did go for a second town center, and it got walled, so at least he got away with that. How many villages did he have? 65! Oh boy, going up the Castellates with 65 villagers. There is hope yet. There is hope yet, because his economy is way better than Purple's economy. On the other side though, Gray only now clicking up the Castellates. The gate does go down. Teal has to shield him as good as he can. Should probably get the +2 armor as well on his knights. Because otherwise you cannot fight these freaking crossbows. With Thumb Ring, they fire quite fast. Gray on the back foot. He cannot lose his archer mass. He cannot lose his archer mass. If he loses his archer mass, that is disaster. Absolute disaster for Gray. Like, he has to keep this alive so he can upgrade it in the next stage. Like, especially Teal trying to get in from behind. Trying to kill the archers first here. Teal kills a lot of archers. Kills a lot of archers from Red. The most dangerous right now are those crossbows, and there's not a lot of them left. So Gray can probably keep his archer mass alive now, but still should back up to the TC. Back up. Don't get kills here. Yeah, I agree. Player 3 has done really well over this time. I mean, I don't know the elos of any of the players, like, because I can't see that in replays. But yeah, they did really well. And now, yeah, Yellow has the +2 on his knight, so Gray cannot fight this whatsoever. And now cavalry archers from Tatars, I love it. Using that early crossbow army to get an advantage, something. And now you come in with cavalry archers, lacking bloodlines though, but he will get that in a sec, I'm sure. And you're behind as the Mongol player. And at the same time, Purple also rushing in here, killing Blue on the other side. It's just falling apart for Capibara right now. This is not the way that they wanted it to go, because now they're losing again on both sides here. Again, it's gonna come down to Teal and Green to keep this alive. It's just the start was just horrendous for especially for Blue. Freaking Man-at-Arm rush, man. Freaking Man-at-Arm rush. Yeah, and Blue is just, he's in Castellates, but he can't make anything. Like, he doesn't have any archers right now. Orange is here with Ethiopian crossbows. Yes, Green has economy, but he doesn't quite have the military count here necessary to take good fights there. Well, Red losing a bunch of cavalry archers, but yeah, Yellow is here to take the fights. Gray losing most of his army. There's crossbows all over your base, and the flanks for Capibara are just kind of dead right now, just not in a great position. And you cannot, that if you give Team Secretito a chance to boom into a good army, They're going to. They're going to boom. They're going to get to a good Vil count. They're going to get up the imp fast. They're going to overrun you then in Imperial Age. And I'm not sure if the human player is going to be able to outmass orange and purple at the same time. If orange and purple are going to let him split them up again. Although that happened to red and yellow actually the first game. But oh, was that GG? No one said GG. I mean, it's kind of GG, but that was GG, was it? Because that can't be a drop, right? That's just GG. Wow, everyone resigned really quickly there. Okay, I'm kind of surprised by that. Tomichi Water, he's in chat. Was this a GG? Because no one said anything, so now I'm kind of confused. I mean, the position was really bad, right? Unfortunately for Capibara, they didn't quite have the start that they hoped for. But yeah, just really played well by Team Secretito. There was no GG. Oh, they didn't say GG? Oh, well, that's, Well, I mean, that's a bit... I mean, I understand the frustration, right? Like, you make it all the way to the quarterfinals to go out, and that sucks. And it might, emotions might run high. But, I mean, it's always just a sign of respect for your opponent, a sign of strength from yourself, right? To say GG, to recognize, okay, I've been beaten. It's fine, because it's a game, and I've lost at it. So, well, if they don't say GG, we will say GG for them. G's to the G's in the chat. For this game, really well played by Team Secretito at this, just a great start. And look, got up a lead early on, snowballed that lead, and it's just little that both flanks here could do. I don't know what happened to Gray, because Gray didn't actually let in a lot of army, like he was walled, but didn't get up the castle age in time. If he had crossbows in time, right? If he had crossbows in time, that fight would have been much better for them, because he had way more numbers. But yeah, Castle Age's just a bit too late. Oh yeah, so Benji texted you later and said congrats. Okay, well that's that's good for Benji. Yeah, Benji. I mean, he seemed like a nice guy to me. Yeah, I had some like we talked a bit on Discord, because he sent me a replay the other time, because if you remember that I didn't have one game and he got it for me, so that was pretty nice. In any case, but yeah, that's good. Yeah, I understand, right? Like for a lot of teams, like even though this is just a game, right? Age of Empires still, it can tug at my heartstrings for sure. I mean, I would be a liar if I said that I've never flipped out while playing Age of Empires. I routinely do that actually. Go figure why I don't stream myself playing a lot, because I don't think that would be a PG stream. Oh my god! But yeah, let's look at the statistics here for what was a convincing win for Team Secretito. Like if you look at the engagements that they took, overall really good. Especially Gray losing a lot of units there. Not being in Castle Age was the biggest thing right there. Economy wise, economies are going to be better for Team Secretito. They were unharmed and were able to boom just freely. Even some stone for the Tatar player, getting his castle up. For silk armor, of course, and then, of course, society. If you look at the Vil counts, that should tell you all, except Green, because Green went for a 2 town center boom with humans, which would have worked out. Like, look how many villages he is ahead of his opponent, which was Yellow. Like, 14 Vils, that's pretty significant. But if your flank dies, then, yeah, not much you can do there. GG.